Hey everyone, check it out. We've got this old style computer here from Compaq. This guy does not work. So I've got a monitor right over here. Right now, if you guys take a look back here, I do have a little green light lit up saying that it's got power. So we're gonna go ahead and push the power button up here. So you can see it does wake up. I can hear the fan running, but I wanted to see if we get anything on the screen here. Make sure it's turned on. And she's on right now. As you can see right there, it does say Samsung, so now we're just waiting to see if it'll fire up. Not sure what's exactly wrong with this PC, but we're gonna go ahead and try to figure it out and try to get it up and running. Ultimate goal for this guy is to turn it into a Bitcoin node. So if you guys give me a minute, I'm gonna go ahead and get this side cover off, and we'll go ahead and see what's going on the inside. All right, so it's as simple as a nice little thumb screw right here. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull and slide back. And let's take a look at the inside, shall we? So inside here, this is definitely an old style computer because you can see we got a bunch of MagicMiner cables running everywhere. I know that it's currently running. You shouldn't be touching anything inside of electronics when it's up and running, but I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys what's in here. As you can see, there is no actual big graphics card, so this thing does have an integrated graphics card built into the board. So this guy is not going to be good for doing much of anything as far as like mining or gaming or anything like that. But it should be pretty good to get set up and reflash like the HDD or something like that. I've got another SSD someplace or HDD someplace that I can go ahead and actually put Umbrella on there and run Bitcoin node. So we can see that that's running. We can see the fans running. Looks like everything is currently plugged in from what I can tell. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to set you guys down for a second. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the power supply, unplug it, and then we're going to go ahead and start taking some of this stuff apart to see if maybe we can see what's going on with it. So if you guys give me a second, I'm going to set you guys down and let's get this guy powered off. All right, so we went ahead and we disabled the power. Sorry about that. But we disabled the power, so as you can see now the fan is turned off. There's no power flowing to the board. So we take a look and see what's actually going on inside of here. We do have a lot of MagicMiner cables everywhere. We got old style ribbon cables everywhere. Right down here, I can see that we do have the smaller connector in place. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there is a smaller connector that's actually powering the board itself. Right over here, we do have our CPU connector, so I'm going to go ahead and unplug that really quick. As you guys can see, it's a little 4-pin. Looks like everything is intact down there. So we're going to go ahead and plug this back in. Now, I do know that there was another fan in here, and I think it was plugged in back over here because I did find it just sort of sitting on the inside. I'm trying to see, that might be the fan header right there. I'd have to take a look at it with the flashlight to see for sure. But ultimately, all right, as you guys saw, it didn't actually power up on the monitor itself. So let's go ahead. I do have some thermal paste around my apartment someplace, so I'm okay with pulling the cooling fan up as well as the heatsink there. Maybe we'll go ahead and remove the processor itself, maybe clean it up, see what it looks like, reinstall it, thermal paste it, and then see if she'll fire up. Looks like we do have 4 different RAM cards in here. I'm assuming this is probably DDR1 or 2 because it is a fairly old computer. So if you see on the inside here, let me get my little light. I'll shine it down in there. You can see that there are 4 different connectors in there. I have already tried, just to let you guys know, I have tried to pull that little battery out of there to reset the BIOS on the board, and it still didn't do anything. Usually there's a little light that would be illuminated in here, flashing and giving you the what's going on with the actual CPU itself. But because I can't see it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start pulling some stuff out a little bit at a time just to see if I can get this thing figured out. So I'll let you guys go ahead and watch me do all this. So let's go ahead and I'm going to unplug this 4-pin. Once again, I do have the power supply disconnected, so that way we don't have to worry about being electrocuted or shocked. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this fan header off. That is a little 3-pin. Let's go ahead and release the actual heatsink. There we go. All right, so there's our heatsink. As you can see, it is out. So now we got to go ahead and clean this bad boy up. You guys take a look inside of here. There is our CPU. It looks like an Intel style CPU. So if you guys give me a minute, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get a microfiber. I'm going to clean it up so we can take a look to see what it says on there. Okay, so give me 1 second. All right, guys. So here you can actually see this is the style thermal paste we're going to use. It is an MX4 by Arctic. I have used this style in the past, so if you guys are interested in something like this, I'll have my Amazon link down below. Go ahead and get order something if you're going to be doing any kind of repairs like this. They've got the MX4 and the MX6. I like the MX6 better, but this is what I have laying around right now. So let's just go ahead and finish cleaning this chip up and see what the chip is going to say. It's actually really cool. I like AMD CPUs. What do you guys prefer out there? Do you guys prefer Intel or AMD? So we're going to go ahead and release that tab. Now we should be able to lift this guy up. As you can see, there still is some thermal paste along the outside of it. So let's make sure that this is released completely. And then, there we go. Make sure, here's a pro tip, make sure that's fully released before you try to pull it up. So here we can actually go ahead and take a look at the pins themselves. So it looks like everything is intact, which is good. These are all nice little gold pins. Please be very careful to not mess them up. When you are installing it, any kind of CPU, there's always a little marker. Like right here, if you take a look right here, you can see a nice little gold arrow on that side. That should line up with this little white mark right here on the board. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and set this in, so that way it falls into its little cubby. And once it's in, before we recite it, let's make sure that she's fully seated. Now we'll go ahead and push down, lock it back into place, and now it should be good. So with that being said, we've got that guy installed. We're going to go ahead and clean up the back of the heatsink now. All right. So because this has been on here for a very, very long time, it's going to take a little bit of muscle grease, elbow grease to go ahead and clean all this off. But we want to make sure that it's nice and clean. I am using a regular paper towel right now, just because I want to get all the big pieces of it off. But ultimately, when you're doing anything like this, you want to make sure that you don't have any kind of lint or anything else that goes on any of the components. So as you can see, I am using a microfiber rag just to go ahead and finish wiping everything off, because that will make it nice and free of any kind of debris. Obviously, you don't want to do any kind of like scratches or scoring in this, because if you do, it will cause some issues in the future. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get the thermal paste on. So we're going to go ahead and apply it directly to the CPU down there. So here, this is what it looks like. It's a nice little syringe style tube. It's already open, so all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and apply a little bit of this on here, so that way it looks nice and in uniform. Some people will go ahead and put a bunch of little dabs all the way across and fill it. Some people will go ahead and do an X pattern with a couple dots and all four in the four little segments. How do you guys do it? What do you guys like doing? It's been a little while since I've repasted a CPU, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit like this across this way, and then come across like this. Put a dot here, put a dot here, and a dot here. So let's see what happens now. Let's go ahead and get this guy reinstalled, and we'll see if we can get this guy. Let's see if resetting or reseating the CPU will help. Sometimes it's as simple as doing that, and everything will power right back on. If it doesn't work, then we're going to have to do some more research and try to figure out what else we could try to do to try to get this bad boy fired back up. And it would help if we actually have both sides installed properly. All right. And just like that, the heatsink is fully seated. Now we're going to go ahead and reconnect this, and it only goes on one way. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but right here, there's the two little tangs, and they line up with a little slot on here as well. So it should be as simple as just taking it and then sliding it straight down over the top. All right, so now that's in. The next thing we would have to do is reinsert the 4-pin right here. So we'll go ahead and plug that bad boy in. And this is actually the other fan that I found laying inside the case. I would really like to get this guy reinstalled because I want to make sure that it's not freaking out because it doesn't see this. But I'm not entirely sure where this guy was plugged in. I'm going to make the assumption that it's going to be right inside of here. This little red one, this little red header right here. If you guys give me 1 second, I'm going to use my flashlight or my light to see what it says right around it. It does say chassis fan. So that would be the fan that goes right here. There are some screws in here as well that I found. So let me grab these guys out of here. So when installing a fan, there should usually be some arrows here. So if you look right here, there's 2 arrows, and this one arrow is pointing this direction and this one's pointing this direction. So if we want the air to flow out, we have to install it this way. That way it blows the air out, pulls the air out. If we wanted to blow the air in, we would go ahead and position it so that way it's like this. It'll blow the air in. But I'm going to go ahead and install it so that way it pulls the air out. And I'm going to go ahead and reconnect this down here to the red header first. And let's see what ends up happening. Have you guys ever tried fixing a PC when it's completely dead? This is my first experience trying to do it. I know that sometimes these guys have certain slots that need to be populated with a shorter bridge in order for them to actually be run properly. This particular unit does have a CD drive and a DVD drive, so this is like really old school, and you can sort of tell because of the style of CPU it has. So let's see what happens when we get this last screw in and we try to fire it up. The monitor is still connected, so we'll see if she'll go ahead and power up and run. And if not, then there will be a part 2, and we'll have to dig further into it. So hopefully we'll get it figured out. Like I said, I really would like to get this guy up and running so that way I could set up a Bitcoin node. So for anyone who's more tech savvy than me, in the chat down below, if you guys could please tell me what you guys would check next if it doesn't work. Please let me know. I'm happy to go ahead and explore other options with this build or with this diagnostics on this guy, and we'll see what happens. So power it on, the fan's turned on, nice. So let's go ahead and let's position you guys to be able to see the monitor. You know, usually you'll actually hear a little beep and everything else like that when the computer powers up and is ready to run. But as we can see right now, still not doing anything. So I'm gonna say that this is the first step. Next step will be to start unplugging components and reconnecting them just to make sure they've got a good connection, and try to walk through the rest of the possible steps. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the bell notification on to set to all. That way you don't miss out on any future repair attempts with this old tower. And if you guys have any suggestions aside from scrapping it, because I know that would probably be one of them, please feel free to put it in the comments down below. I am interested in trying to get this bad boy back up and running. For the simple fact, I really want a inexpensive tower to be able to run my Bitcoin node. I'm torn between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So anyways, with all that being said, I want to say thank you all for joining me for this video. Peace out. Let me know down below what you guys think, and give me suggestions as far as what you think might be going on with this guy. The board itself might be fried. I'm not 100% sure. And I'll tell you right now that if the board is fried, I'm not going to invest in that, redoing that board. I can't even really reuse this case for the new board that I have, which I'll be showing you guys. I do have this really pretty board right here from that I got from Newegg. It was one of the Newegg shuffles that I won, and I can't wait to get this bad boy up and running. This is what she looks like. So let me go ahead and lift you guys up so you can see it. But yeah, this is an AM5 style motherboard, which means that it will not work with this case. I do have another power supply I could potentially put in here to see if that might be the issue. Maybe it's got a bad PSU. And that would actually probably be the next step we'll do, is we'll swap this guy out for a new one that I have sitting over here, right next to my computer area. And we'll see if we can get this bad boy fired up, because it does have the Molex cables and it does have SATA cables on it, so it should work fine. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, have a good rest of your day.